It's good, y'all. So I'm gonna try to keep this short. So the question was, what workout times to do. So as a beginner, you kind of want to just do, what suits you best. So when I started, I was kind of just doing, like evenings because of like how things were in school. I couldn't do mornings because it was too early and I wasn't really used to it. Even though I was working out at home, I didn't really think about it. Like working out before school, which I could have. I could have quickly just did stuff and then put on my clothes and went to school, but I wasn't really thinking about it and I didn't know how like energies work. And throughout the day I'm in school, and then right after school I had practice and stuff, so I didn't think about it then. And I was always just running around, like I didn't have any real time, because around that time I was doing sports, so I kind of had to slip it in as like a last 30-minute thing of the day. And I grew a whole lot because it just goes to show that you don't need to be working out for hours on end. You can slip something in at the end of the day and gain like mega results in like 3-4 months if you're consistent. But back to what I was saying about the time. So I've played around with different times. I think as a beginner, find what suits you best because you're trying to adapt to it. And then when you have your set like regimen, then you can play with other times. But as a beginner, you want to just have a set time, just get used to your body, let your body get used to being sore and adapting and stuff, and regenerating itself. Now for my other people, like my intermediate people who've been in for like 6 months, and that's around the time where you can start moving around times. Like I started changing it like after month like 4 or 5. I think that's when it's an ideal time, 5 to 6, around there. So you're not throwing off yourself too much and causing more damage than good. But you want to make sure that you pick a time where you can. So morning I feel like it's good because for people like in law enforcement and people like in the military and paramilitary, naturally they wake up early and we tend to just have busier schedules and stuff. So that's the time you want to do it, just because you kind of have to. And it's the time you have more energy and you can just knock it out. And then for people who like have regular jobs too, you can as well. But the only downside I think is your energy levels are going to be lower, which I noticed a few times. So it's going to be a little bit harder right when you wake up to do it. But I think you can find ways around it. Like my way is, you warm up properly. You use lighter weights and then you kind of gradually work your way up. Versus back like when I was fatter and I was starting, I would just like wake up out of bed first 5 minutes and then be pumping like 50-pound weights. So you need to kind of strategically do it. Now the second part, in terms of afternoons, I did this for a long time. I did this in high school, after school, and then I did it during, I think it was like a lot of summer breaks and school breaks. I would just wake up late because I would sleep most of the day and pump iron. So that I think is a good time, and that can slip into weekends because people have weekends free. That slips into weekends, so you're just bored and you pump iron. That's good because that's like a hobby. That's a good place to be in because you're kind of more natural with it and you have more energy. I think that's the peak of energy around there, and it depends on what time you wake up too. And then the third one would be evenings and night. So that time I did that recently, like for the past 2 weeks I've been doing nights at the end of the day, like 9 o'clock, just doing it. And that time is good because you have a good amount of energy. But a lot of the stuff that I'm saying, it correlates to your life. It depends on what you're doing. So if you're somebody who, if you're working 9 to 5, you kind of don't want to do the end of the day because you might not have energy. Because like days where I would get off work and I would have a headache and I would be tired, like I didn't want to think about working out all day, or when I'm on the train coming home thinking about it and having a headache and then just doing it. So for some people it works, some people it doesn't. Because for me, I would just be too tired. Some people use it to relieve stress. So it depends on how you feel about it. And also if you're working a 9 to 5, you might not want to do mornings too because you might not have the energy in the morning. So it depends on a lot. I prefer mornings though. Now if you're somebody who they might work from home, then obviously afternoons, because it's just, you can just do it on your own time. For somebody who works night shifts, well, before I say night shifts, then part-time. So somebody that works part-time, they might work evenings. Then I would say do the morning to afternoon, before work. somebody who works like evenings and nights and you're sleeping most of the day, I would try to do it maybe before work if you could. So the point is, not focusing on the time, but focusing on like the position that your body's in, because people work different hours. So if you want to do it like right when you get up, in the middle when you get up, before you go to sleep, focus on those three. Don't focus too much on the time, but focus on, if you want to do it right when you get up, maybe 2 hours after you get up, and maybe like before you go to sleep. So I prefer to do mornings most of the time. And like I said before, it connects to your schedule. So if you're busier, you're not going to have the energy to do it at the end of the day, versus like if you're just, you might be in college or something and you have time and like you're just chilling all day, then obviously, you'll have energy at the end of the day. Or like if somebody has a family, it's going to be a lot harder to do it at the end of the day. So you might end up doing it earlier. So I would say just try them all out once and just see what happens. See how you feel about it. So I didn't want to make this too long, but definitely like and discuss and try it out for yourself, because you never know what might work out. So